Waiting for your heads to show up. There we go. Hello, guys. Welcome to the finale. Probably, hopefully, on to Paranormasight.
Really kind of depends on how fast we get through what scenes are remaining.
Yeah, we'll see. I would like to finish it tonight if possible for it, especially because it is the Halloween season and whatnot. So,
Yep.
yeah. So we get it quickly out of the way. A lot of posts of the weeks last time, but I am going to give it to JoJo for the Uno reverse card one. Because that is exactly what that stone is. 100% on that. So, yeah. But also your guys' posts that were, your posts on just, Nenjima dying out of fucking nowhere on that were also great onto that too, so. And I think it's gotta be his daughter that has the final one. It's gotta be onto that.
So where do we go?
I guess preparing for the final battle. I think Last Resort I want to start with. I think might be a better lead-in.
All right.
For that. So yeah. All right. 5 p.m.
I forgot, what made you start using that specific voice for that?
I've been doing that voice forever.
I know. I was just wondering what made you decide to start doing that kind of voice for it.
I just always think of Turtles in Time, Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. We've received an update on the hostage situation. A 56-year-old male suspect who has announced his intent to commit mass murder in Sudaya City today had taken a woman hostage and gone on the run, but he was found by the police in a park on Subiya after 4 p.m. and is confirmed dead. The weapon the suspect was said to possess was nowhere to be found on site, and its whereabouts are currently unknown. Furthermore, the female hostage was not present, and search for her continues.
Interesting. If it's being reported on the news, then that lends credence to her story. Anyways, I should ask about her side of the story.
He was quite shaken just moments ago, but he seems better. You think it'd be harder for him to keep his cool.
Oh, hello.
Yep. Remember, Haraway did give her address.
Okay.
Hi, how you doing?
Just hello. I'm here now.
Well, just like I said, right?
The female hostage mentioned on the news just now. That must have been you. Which means you killed Nejima with your own curse stone?
Well, you said you gave me refuge, so I came to take up on that offer.
Yep.
What are you planning? Me? Well, obviously. I'm on to my last resort. So, you're a curse bearer with a curse stone too, right? Are you surprised? Yes, I have a curse stone of my own. It's the Taiko of Sugaru. Then, why go after other people's curse stones? Because killing people is bad, you know. Don't you think so too? I wonder. Oh, are you the type of lady who's willing to sacrifice anything for the sake of your goals?
Oh shit, I'm a teacher.
Man, that ain't good. People with questions where your parents went wrong, you know. Well, people can be harsh. Either way, that's why I want to only use soul dregs scattered by others. But that didn't work out in the end. No one had the backbone to use their curse. The world's gone soft. With no one mercilessly using their curse stones to pursue their own goal, I had to take matters into my own hands. And now people might be wondering where your parents went wrong. Well, I suppose, huh? But it had to be done.
To be fair, she probably would have died if she didn't do that. I heard Namigaki, the young man you were with, used his curse stone too.
Huh? How do you know that? Ugh. Creepy much? Are you stalking me?
I may have heard it from a detective I know.
Ugh, there it is. Cops. Bet you know a bunch. I know your type. People who boast just because they know a couple of cops. But the police are filled with nothing but scum.
My, you seem to hold quite a grudge against the Force.
Speaking of, this guy's creeping out. What's the deal with him anyway? You gotta explain? Even the way he moves is all weird and exaggerated.
Right. I haven't introduced myself yet. Oh, can I just say, I forget if I mentioned it before, but I love the faces they give Ayame.
Yeah, she's got good reaction faces. Don't want that.
No, thank you. Damn, bro,
Man, why is no one killing each other? It's for my mutual benefit. What the fuck?
Let me introduce myself. It's hard to talk as strangers. Is it? And are you okay telling me who you are? Well, I won't stop you. Do as you please. Well, I'm Haru Shigarame, and this is my house. My father and husband are both with the police. Is that so? Then you know that cops are just the worst people, right? Well, there are certainly many who are cold, especially with their own family.
You're giving me plenty of reasons to murder you right
In the police family, one is always expected to grin and bear it, no matter what happens. God, I know, right? What a relief, you understand. I think we might get along. Oh, well, I'm glad then.
And I'm Richter Kai, private investigator.
Did I ask? You're an investigator. So your job is to sneak around and follow people to pry into their secrets, right?
Good face.
Oh, is that why you keep probing with all these questions? Ew!
Guess there's not much I can do to change that terrible impression you got of me.
Hey, lady, why do you work with this dude? I asked him to look into something for me. Really? He just keeps looking this way.
Creeping me out, God.
So, what were you talking about again? Oh, right, Yutaro Nakamagaki. He's no good, honestly. He was such a wuss. He had to spurn him so many times for him to even use his curse. And even then, he was pissing his pants. Just when I take my eyes off him, he just hands over his curse stone to someone. Honestly, he's a disappointment. So that's what happened. Which is why I figure I had to do it myself. If I want to done it right, you know? That's what my last resort is. Collecting soul drugs on my own.
Killing.
Isn't your father a police officer as well?
That man's not my father. Not in name or deed. Sounds like there's some bad blood there. I already legally took all ties. He even had the nerves to act all hide and mighty today and still refused to help me.
You met him today?
Yes, today. Remember that cheek Susukasumi who was chasing Nenjima? Well, him, my dad.
What? You're his daughter?
Former daughter. I cut ties. Never acted like a father, so he doesn't deserve the title.
You know, I heard something about that Nejima guy. Apparently, he wanted to get revenge on Chief Inspector Tsutsumi for his arrest by going after his daughter.
Wait, really?
And I heard the police had been searching non-stop to take you into protective custody. So that explains why the police were staking out your place too.
Man, how could I have known that? They came in such intimidating numbers. Wait, huh? Hold on a minute. Does that mean that Nejima was specifically after my life today?
That sounds about right. It's a good thing he got out unscathed, or rather, managed to turn the tables on him.
That means legally I can speak in it. It was self-defense. But that truly was frightening.
What? Admittedly, I don't know how much self-defense will matter when he's beaten to a bloody pulp like that kind of deal. I don't know the extension on that.
I mean, I guess she could get away with that claim given he was threatening to kill how many people?
True, I guess. It's just how much would be excessive force for self-defense is kind of what I'm thinking in my head on that kind of deal.
Fair.
Just think, I have to go through all this just being related to a cop. It's a disgrace! It truly is. To cause their own child such trouble. I'm sorry. It's okay. You're not the one who needs to apologize, lady. I'm sorry. I'm just being reminded of what happened to my son. Your son? What happened? My child was also kidnapped and murdered in order to enact revenge against the police, you see. Well, oh, how awful. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Now that you say it, I do remember hearing about an incident like that from last year. That must have been your son, huh? My condolences. So when you were taken hostage by Nejima, you used your curse stone in the gardens and swiftly made your getaway. Well, yeah. I didn't really have time to think on it. Just the time I thought I was how to get out of there. Then, what about now? Could you use it again? Your curse stone? Well, the curse stone don't respond during the day, but it's evening now. So I just tried using the curse just now and, yep, it seemed to have activated.
What? You're using it now?
It might still be a little weak, but I guess it's not supposed to be used repeatedly. But I think I could get it to work once more. Oh, that's so. Sure is. So, I'll give you my final warning. It's already sighted, so be careful. It started. What started? The curse, of course. All that's left is the conditions to be fulfilled. She activated her curse. The curse can be used, stones can be used already. I let my guard down. I didn't think it could be used this early in the evening.
Ma'am, please calm down.
What should I do? Should I keep her talking?
Oh God. You don't think that.
No, instead of talking about that, how about we talk about why you're so shaken? As I thought, you have a curse stone too. You're a curse bearer, aren't you, lady? Yes, I am. I'm sure you already noticed. Well, yeah, around last night, it was a little too obvious. Judging by your address, I'm guessing you got the haunting clappers. Yes, that's right. There's a lot of soul dregs on the table for killing a curse bearer, you know. I'm well aware.
Why do I feel like I'm in danger?
They're just staring at you.
Both of them just staring directly at it.
Did you get soul drugs when you killed Nejima?
So, do you want to do rock, paper, scissors on this guy?
I'm not a curse bearer!
For one soul dread.
We must... No witnesses. You gotta be sure. Of course, his curse stone already contains some soul dregs as well. I think killing one more curse bearer will be enough for the rites. You can combine soul dregs across silver stones. Correct! All I need is the preeminent amount. As long as you got that, it doesn't seem to matter where you got them from. I see. Then, you won't mind if I took them, right? My lady! You're quite motivated, aren't you?
Mom?
Stay the fuck out of this. How did you kill Fukushima Nejima? I'm not telling you. I only ask because it does concern me. He was one of the reasons my child was kidnapped. There's not much to say. We talked and he cleared the conditions for my stone. Did he show any signs of remorse over his past crimes? It didn't feel like he did, no. I see. The world is full of trash men, I tell you. That's... I agree.
Why do I feel like she was looking directly at me when she said that?
What is your wish, Sayame?
I'm assuming, will this just keep going until I use the curse at this point, or?
Who knows? Is it really to resurrect Kasushiba Hosakuai? Yes, there's no life that holds more value than his. Including my own. You're saying you're willing to die if it means bringing Hosakusai back to life. Not all life is equal. At least, not to me. A life can birth art with the power to move hearts is infinitely more worthy. Compared to that, the life of someone like me, someone who can't produce a thing, has no value. That's unhinged. I'm still young. It's the age for wild thoughts. But aren't you the same as me? What? You got a life more important than your own. A life you consider more important than the lives of many others. What you do with all that for, isn't it? You're right. If I can save my son, I couldn't care less about my life, or the lives of others.
You were purposely timing that, weren't you?
Yeah.
Ma'am, please, think this through.
I'm burning.
Ma'am, why?
It was the only way. Richard, could we settle any outstanding tabs now?
Yeah, sure. Haraway, at least remember the whole thing of if you kill someone with the stone ordeal is off. Amamori, you got a moment?
Of course. What is it, Mr. Richard?
I was just curious.
Oh, is this the son, or?
Have you heard of the legend of the mother who prayed to the Sumida River and resurrected her dead child?
What are you on about?
Mm-hmm. The mother searched so desperately for her abducted child that she lost her mind. Her son was found dead in Sumida River, so she then built a mound and continued to pray there until her son somehow emerged from the mound, back from the dead, or so the legend goes. I heard it's being adapted into a no play too.
Interesting. And?
Well, it just had me thinking that legends really do exist.
Sorry to ask again, but what are you on about?
And then she committed mass murder, and then nothing else happened after that. The end.
I guess to give some context, you only really know this if you read Richard's profile, but he does have like a teenage like apprentice that he runs with the
okay.
with.
Yep.
And we only really get an appearance of him in one official art promo.
To be fair, it's not like Amamori ever really shows up much.
Yeah. Am I able to just skip the scene now at this point? Or?
I think
from my recall from Let's Play I've been watching, skipping the credits doesn't skip the post-credits stuff, so...
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yep, I'm hearing dialogue. Good.
Never mind, it is what it is. Welcome to my office. It might be small and dirty, but welcome. Come on, Ernestine, say hello.
Bird.
That's it, good girl. Oh, that boy over there? That must be... Hey kid, I'm a private investigator. I worked with your mother not too long ago. What's that? You want to be an investigator when you grow up too? That's great! It's so much better than becoming a police officer.
Yep.
Hey, Amori, don't you tell the kid to give up on his dreams. I think it's a great idea. Why don't you bring us all some tea instead? Pardon me, let's start over. What brings you to my humble office today?
Because you reincarnate with the curse. You aren't the same person after that, yeah.
I mean, that was with the black magic thing. We're not fully sure with the rite of resurrection.
And that's how Shuichi Saihara was born.
But you only came on. I didn't think of that joke before.
I think the most interesting thing about that ending is that is labeled as a main route thing and not a secondary ending.
Yeah, I was about to say, because that doesn't go down at all for that kind of deal. That's, I guess because there's no room up here, I guess, for that, but...
Ironically, Haru's legacy is not that bad of an ending, honestly.
Out of all the endings, that's like the most not bad one out of them, so...
It's still not the main ending, though,
Yeah.
is the thing, 'cause it's ending 3.
You could still trigger one more ending than here.
Negotiate!
Listen, Ayame. I have something to ask you. No. The answer's no.
I was gonna say, are you fireproof? Okay, alright, good to know.
The cursed stone in your possession, I'm not giving it up. You're right. We're both made of stronger stuff than that. You're not giving it up. And neither am I. You know full well, right?
I was about
That
to
would have
say,
been
you
another
trigger
line
that
to
ending
use.
Your father, the chief inspector. I met him not long ago.
If it wasn't for the fact that we're finishing the game tonight, I would have totally done it again.
Oh, really? He came off a little stiff and awkward. Ha! There's a surprise. But there's something charming about his seriousness. And he seems like he cared a lot about his daughter. Please cut that out. You're gross. You know that thing about us. I thought I shouldn't butt into another family's affairs.
Yeah!
So, it may as well be a stranger to me now. But even if you cut legal ties, you're still related by blood. Huh? We're not related at all. Huh? You probably thought that I never noticed it, but...
I gotta feel like this be a very awkward time to do a kill during it as well.
It wasn't hard for me to figure out that I wasn't related to them by blood. So you were adopted. Well, I got curious, so I looked into it. It was all pretty straightforward. I was a baby when they took me in. All they did was raise me. My mother first got pregnant shortly after she married. But it was a stillbirth. The whole affair left a deep wound on my heart. My father couldn't bear to see it. So it was for her sake that he did it. I was a substitute, a replacement for a child she lost. He decided that, all by himself. He didn't discuss it. Maybe he was trying to be thoughtful. So, any baby would have been fine. As long as it could have comforted the mother he had hoped to become a mother. Putting it in such a way. It's not easy to raise a child. My mother was bewildered. Wouldn't you be? After being told to raise a baby that wasn't your own? But you couldn't just abandon the baby either. Yet my father just left everything to my mother and never lent a hand. He's so damn selfish. The two of them grew apart. I watched them try to figure out how to understand each other. The sight of it disgusted me. It was a messed up family, I tell you. I guess my presence was to blame for the rift to begin with. You shouldn't say that. I know he's bad at expressing himself and his work, but still, it shouldn't be an excuse. But knowing all that, I couldn't take it anymore. Just made me want to hurry up and leave home and live on my own, dang it. I still rely on him for tuition and allowance. That much is normal for most kids, right? I don't want him to start acting like he's my father now just because he's doing the minimum. I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like it was tough for all of you. I'm sorry. You're right. It's not my place to talk about your family. Well, I may have said too much. To think, I spilled all that when I don't even know what the conditions are. Could it be that we're talking about something to do with the activation conditions for the haunting clappers? Who knows?
I saw y'all asking for me to do it in the chat. I wasn't gonna do it.
Do you smoke? Huh? Well, a little.
Death!
Feel free to smoke if you want to, please.
Come on. Do it. Do it, you won't.
I'm okay. I don't see any ashtrays out on display either.
Damn it.
Does no one smoke in this family? A little rare, isn't it? Nobody in the family does.
Richter knowing exactly why she asked that.
Yep.
Then why do you ask me if you did that if I did all of a sudden? Well...
Gonna ignore that. We already did Ninja. Alright.
Shut the fuck up.
I gotta keep pressing B. I cannot hold B. Fast forward for that. Oh, another?
In a way, I guess you can say you put a stop to Nejima's mass murder schemes.
What you missed, is Ayame, basically saying that, her father was not her actual father and she was adopted, pretty much. So, yeah.
Interesting piece of information.
Yep.
There's no guarantee I won't do it myself. Huh? I picked up his curse stone of the one-sided wreath. It really is something. Unfortunately, I can't use a cursor does not mine until late at night. Really? Are you okay with telling me that? Ah, how silly of me. I let that slipped.
So yeah, you can actually use another curse stone as long as it's actual night.
Yeah. Instead of 9 p.m., it's gotta be
fucking bird
midnight
is
at that
photoshopped. This
point.
fucking bird is photobombing this conversation.
When the collectibles tutorial was in this house.
Dang, this mother is crazy. If that's your wish, then what do you plan on doing if you don't get your wish? Oh, I haven't thought of that. I might just try countering to bring Hoshika back in some other way. You really are obsessed. You and the Yako chairwood might be cut from the same cloth. Who's that? She's akin to like an all-powerful vortex of obsession, turned into yokai level. You're saying that I end up like her? Are you looking forward to such a future? I'd rather not have to wait until I'm old and creaking. I want it to happen now. I put my life on the line for Husaka. There's no room left for negotiations. You're right. There's not.
Kill! Wait, what the fuck?
Actually use it, just use it real quick.
Did you just try to use your curse just now? It seems I didn't meet your curse conditions. I wonder if it was smart to secretly toss the lighter I was carrying earlier.
Haraway asked the wrong thing earlier.
Man, just suddenly, in alternate time, if you ask me one thing while I'm inside the house, I magically did an event outside of it. What are the odds?
If you actually hear carefully, you do hear a sound of Ayame tossing the lighter.
Ah, okay, all right.
Yeah. So it's because Haraway asked her if she smoked.
He's like,
Yeah.
It's like, why the hell would she ask that? Hold on.
Splendid. You made a mistake when you decided to ask me about smoking.
Your poker face is real bad. I hope you know that.
If the source of fire is the condition for your stone, then you won't see me for falling for that now. You wasted your chance with all this chatter. All you need to do was activate your curse first. I brought everything Nejima has on him, including the lighter he was holding. But it's over now.
Yes, I concede.
Alrighty. With your cards on the table, you're out of options. It might be possible for Mr. Investigator there to pin me down by force. But he's not going to do that, is he?
Correct. I won't take that risk, not while your curse's conditions are unknown.
Coward.
I like
Hey,
you can
I-
still use the curse, even though we know for a fact it will not work at this point.
I came to kill you and acquire your soul dregs, but after hearing you out, I got a question for you. Why don't you just give up on the rite of resurrection? You said it was your son, right? The one you want to bring back? But haven't you done enough? I'm sure your son is content knowing that you care for him about this much. I'm truly willing to die to resurrect Hoshikai, but you can't say the same, right? If you're going to bring your son back, you have to be alive as well, right? In fact, what you really want is for both of you to live, right? Yes. Well, even if you both live to see it, your son would grow up knowing it for who you are, someone who sold the lives of others to bring him back. You would be putting up the burden of showing all life sacrificed for him just on his little teeny shoulders. Are you really okay with that? If you didn't even think about that, then what you're doing is not for your son. It's for yourself. Aren't you just bringing him back to fulfill your own desires? That's not...
Ma'am. What she's saying may be harsh, but holds a kernel of truth. Don't reduce yourself to nothing but a mother who would sacrifice anything for her son.
That's not...
We discovered the truth behind his kidnapping. Next, you should take some time to come understand your own feelings. I'll help you every step of the way. Getting to the heart of things is what an investigator does.
What will you do?
Ma'am. If you relinquish the curse stone to a curse bearer, you'll no longer be a curse bearer yourself. You won't be a target anymore. Ayame is giving you a chance. Think hard, then give your answer.
Very well. Here. Thanks. Glad you could see reason.
Ma'am, you made the right choice.
Dang, you didn't really collect any soul dregs, huh?
I wouldn't be here if she did!
I promised myself if I ever used it, it would be only once. But in the end, it didn't come down to numbers. So they only need to be carrying a flame. This seems pretty practical. Well, I'll be taking my leave then. There's no point in going after you for the soul drag, so I'm off to the next curse bearer.
Do you know who remains? You speak as if you've already figured it out.
I got a pretty good idea from our talk. What will you do? Do you plan to stop me?
Uh-oh.
It's not my place to intervene.
Alrighty then. Hey lady, can I borrow your phone? I don't mind. But who are you calling? The cops. I think it'd be faster if I just call them directly.
Yep.
YOLO.
This could not end well over here.
And for the record, that last screen crack is like, you know, for if you fucked up and actually died.
Okay, alright. If you say no instead of giving it up, or
If you don't give it up, she'll just takes the lighter and catch Ayame on fire.
So
Yep.
you still get the bad ending at that point. Oh, no.
However, there is one more outcome in that scenario.
How do you get that one? Then at that point.
Activate Ayame's curse.
How do you activate her curse then?
Saying the exact wrong thing.
Okay, so go to the options. I'll give you a hint. Go before you admit you're a curse bearer.
To
So-
Ayame's?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
No?
Hit no.
Aha! There we go! Huh?
Ma'am, damn, did she fulfill the conditions?
She sure did. Okay, time for a beatdown. Gee, why did you try to hide of all times? I wouldn't come if you weren't a curse bearer.
Get JoJo's, motherfucker!
Stop!
Too bad. She's already dead.
This is horrific.
I'll be taking your curse stone. Huh. All the haunted clapper needed was a source of fire?
That was a close one.
Now then. What will you do, Mr. Investigator? You're not a curse sparrow, so I don't have any reason to kill you. But I won't show you mercy if you're gonna try to capture me. So, what will it be?
I still don't know how her curse works. It's too risky to make a move.
Your employer's already dead anyway, so... There's no reason for you to go out on your way and arrest me, right?
I could still do my duty as assistant and to report you, you know.
Oh, what a surprise! If that's what you decided to suddenly choose the side of righteousness. It's after the same thing, you know. There's no clean hands when it comes to soul dregs. Well, it looks like you don't have anything to say about that. I'm taking my leave then. Bye-bye!
Another bad end! Upon killing Hare Shigeruya, a fellow curse bearer, Naomidana obtained more than enough soul dreads for the rite of resurrection. However, it turned out resurrecting someone who died long ago required an even larger amount. To fulfill her heart's deepest desire, she'd need to harvest more. So, she waited until sunset for when the Feast of Shadows effects were at their peak. And she used the one-sided recurse stone she had stolen from Nenjima. With it, she proceeded to kill all those whose personal information she knew, starting with those who mattered least to her. About the one-sided breed, killed by dismemberment of one whose face, address, name, occupation, and location are all known by the curse bearer. Many of them were random men, gullible and disposable, drawn in alluring a female university student. One noteworthy victim among them was Tetsudo Susumi, who, being a curse bearer himself, was promptly targeted for his soul dreads. Susumi stepped through investigation efforts into disarray, allowing Yame to evade capture. Afterwards, she acquired various addresses, registered to phone books, and systematically killed all the people in them. Unsuspecting victims could be safe at home only to have their limbs severed. The strange deaths shook society to their core.
Yeah, she was not keen about how far she was willing to go.
Yep. You just became Nenjima again, so way to go.
Good job.
But all things come to an end, and so the killing stopped. Sometime after the killings, a modern-day Venus Gmail Yu-Gi-Oh artist burst onto this art scene. She introduced herself as a mysterious mad paintress, and her fame grew quickly as she presented one incredible work after another. Praised by her modern reincarnation of Katsuo Ogsu, she quickly made her own mark in history. By killing fucking everyone. The end. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
So I know there's like multiple interpretations to that ending. One, she successfully resurrected him and essentially forced him to teach her how to paint.
Like one interpretation is she basically Yosuke'd him.
Yeah.
Or if we go to the idea that you can host the person who died, she essentially channeled into him. Or a more obscure one is that the artist I know technically had a daughter and she resurrected her instead. But it's all up into interpretation.
That is still weird on this path that it's still has a bottom path for it, so it's kind of weird for that they still mark this on the normal path for that too, huh?
We'll get there.
It's something to think about.
Yeah.
I also put this in current stream chat, but this is the official art that showcased the boy apprentice that Richard posted. They're going on a little festival.
It's fine. It's fine. Nothing bad happened whatsoever. Nothing bad.
Anyway, back to Yaoi fighting the police.
Before we begin this one, real quick, just give me like a quick minute. I will be right back. All
right.
Just 1 minute intermission. Be right back. See, told you back.
I forgot how great the Iname and Haru confrontation is. It's one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, it's real good. All right, well, only one possible path we can go on at this point, so prepare for the final battle. 5 p.m.
Where are the again, boys?
At this damn high school once again.
Mr. Tsukishima, this is Mayu Chizawa.
Ah, so you're the one. The Sumida police was looking for you. Glad to see you're alright.
Sorry, I should have told someone I was okay. I was just so pissed off. Falling right into Yaku's hands, I got myself into some deep shit.
Yaku seems like they're still up to something. We'll have to make sure they clean up their act once and for all. Get it? Because they sell soap?
Laugh.
Ariel, you're not helping!
It's so weird.
Nice one, boss! You're really on top of your game today. Yes. Perfect.
Stop trying to make me feel better. I shouldn't have said anything.
I'm here for emotional support.
The opposite.
More importantly, Mayu, thank you for your cooperation with Yoshimi. We'll get to the bottom of this, I promise.
Oh, you must be Detective Arrow. I heard a lot about you from Hajime. I'm counting on you. Catch whoever did this, no matter what.
Oh, Mayu, Did you meet with the Tomi?
Yeah, I met her at the spot I was told. She was acting tough, but I think the incident with Hajime has really shaken her up. I'll briefly explain our situation and had her give Hajime's talisman to me. Here, this is what you've been looking for, right?
Yes, I believe that's it. Thank you so much. Mrs. Tsukishimi, about this.
Right. You should hold on to it, Mio. Not like we could use it as it is. Try to figure out what we'll need to do once we get both halves together.
Understood. I'll see what I can do. Oh, Mr. Tsukishimi. I received a message from Paranormal Affairs earlier. It wasn't from Nakatoshi, but I had someone look into something for me.
So the desk jockeys are lending a hand. Brings a tear to your eye. So what'd they say?
Right. About the Yomi woman who was in the Edo period at the time of the Honjo incident. She was a person of great beauty and discerning taste, but also shamelessly did whatever she wanted. Seems to match the person that has the resentful memory of the foot-washing mansion.
So she must be the one who fought with Seimon over the rite.
And they found her name was Ashino.
Ashino, huh? What else?
That's all.
That's not much help.
Oh, but... apparently she was quite a powerful Omiyori. And she died bearing a similar powerful resentment. It's possible that she became a vengeful spirit with a connection to the Seven Mysteries.
A vengeful spirit?
If any descendants of Ashino or people otherwise are closely allied with her living today, there's a possibility that spirit awakened and possessed them. Yeah, you mentioned before that spirits can possess people who are closely in sync with them. Though, this of course doesn't mean the spirit has her complete personality. Her resentment and her spirit power, those are the parts of her that would have the strongest influence.
Since Seimon's descendants are still around in the present, won't be surprising if Ashino's were too. They might just be desk jockeys, but they wouldn't give us this info if it was only speculation. They must have found some amount of evidence, looking into abnormal phenomena or things like that.
Oh, the Feast of Shadows.
There it is, our abnormal phenomenon.
Mio, what do you mean? The person who initiated the curse this time, who we've been calling the Mastermind, they might be possessed by a vengeful spirit of the Oniyori named Ashino, the enemy of Seimon. Do you have any idea of who could it be or where to find them? Like, if you look at them, Mio, were you able to tell right away? It's like how I didn't realize Mishio was fused into your conscious, Mio.
Yako. I'm very confused right now.
Oh god, what a day.
Comic spirits will leak into the spirit energy and rite, so I can't notice them just by looking carefully. But when spirits of higher caliber fuse with someone's consciousness, detecting them isn't so simple. Oh. I'm sorry. My skills still need a lot of work, and I don't have anything else to offer. Mio, that's not true at all. You're fine. You make this work somehow or other. Thanks.
And them and okay.
So that's a fun angle to bring up, is the other Onmyoji finally coming into play in some way.
Yeah.
I heard you had a curse stone too.
Yeah, should I give it to you then, right? Those things really are a pain in the ass. I'll gladly head over it before it starts giving me any crazy ideas.
So this is the beckoning light, huh? Alright, safe and sound with me. Sorry you won't be able to bring him back.
Don't worry about him. He and I were always prepared for the worst anyway.
What the?
What's wrong?
Damn. The trigger for the beckoning light's curse is Some serious shit.
Yeah, I thought so too. That's why I said it gave me weird ideas. See what I mean now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh shit! I have one.
Oh, fuck, I got a voice act tonight. Ah, shit. How's it work?
I'll leave you a note you can read later. We have more important things to worry about now.
That note is just an Uno reverse card drawn out. Right.
Mr. Sugashimi, does that make it 5 curse stones that you gathered now?
Should be. I want to get the other 4 under wraps as soon as we can.
Let's see. I have no idea about the Whispering Canal. Someone made off with this once I reached what Nejima has.
Yeah, damn shame.
If that curse stone ever gets activated in the game at endpoint, please tell me there's a mod that replaces the spirit with a fucking Uno reverse card on that.
This game's relatively niche compared to other Square Enix stuff,
Yeah,
so
but
I don't
I wish.
How could you even? Well, people will find a way to mod a visual novel.
You know,
Well,
I feel like
I think it would just be
that,
like going into the files and replacing the PNG kind of deal.
Yeah.
After that, we don't know about the Taigo of Sugara either, do we?
So we can assume that curse bearers are still prowling around out there with those ones. What a headache. Hopefully we find them soon.
Hey, I'm here too.
I get the doc.
Come to think of it, did Old Man Ashishima end up getting away?
So word's already out, huh?
He was cornered but managed to take a hostage and escape. Is what I hear on the radio? What happened after that?
So that's all they're reporting. Here's what really happened. Sony Vase tile card.
He was killed?
And the hostage was Tsushimi's daughter.
That's me out.
Oh, sorry. Blah.
There, don't be so hero. And the hostage was Tsukishimi's daughter, whose whereabouts are still unknown?
Yep, his daughter showed up was a huge surprise. Even Boss couldn't believe it.
Damn it! The hell did you expect? No one could have seen that coming.
Except those in the audience with that know anything about Chekhov's gun at all, you know.
The fuck are you talking about?
Don't worry about it. So there's already an emergency search underway for her as a key witness and suspect. I'll be rejoining the search for her after we're done here.
Key witness and suspect. But wasn't she a hostage? Could she have killed Nejima and fled the scene?
Well, it's just a possibility.
If we're talking possibilities, I might as well tell them everything. It's very likely that Nejima was killed by a curse stone.
By a curse stone? Oh, it's already evening, so the effects of the Feast of Shadows would be starting to return.
Yeah, which makes it likely that a curse was used to kill him.
Boss, you're repeating yourself. Try to calm down for a sec.
But that would mean... the Inspector's daughter is probably a curse bearer, right?
Huh? Did you say something? Maybe I'm losing my hearing in my old age.
Boss, you can hear just fine. Don't play the old man card every time you want to get out of something. Even talked about she might have the Taiko of Sugaru, if that were the case.
Did we? My memory's a little hazy.
You got a soft spot for your daughter, don't you, Inspector?
You fuck it.
It just hits a little too close to home right now.
But either way, we might be able to find her possible soon.
Yay!
Ah! So, in the case of one more thing, there's a very good chance that his daughter meets a talisman.
All the more reason to get back that search. Best of luck.
What the hell has she gotten herself into?
Who else?
Okay, we can talk.
Do you know where the other talisman is? Yes. Probably. This is Hajime's last job. Finish it for him, okay? We will.
I thought they were again? Wow.
I guess it's the end of the family line too, huh? All the people who inherit the talisman before him are already gone. Oof.
Basically, I believe the mastermind behind everything is the one possessed by the vengeful spirit of the Omiyoti, Ashino. I see.
Isn't the mastermind is the one who killed Hajime trying to get the record of fate she scroll?
Yes, I think that's very likely.
So that's how it is, huh? Then I want to catch them no matter what.
Alright, now, is that everything we needed to chat about? If you don't need anything else, we'll be going back to the search.
There's actually one thing.
Oh? What's that?
Just completely hypothetically. Hypothetically, what if the inspector's daughter was the mastermind?
Yako, you speaking my language is what I was thinking too.
I mean, she's a woman. It seems like she was after the talisman.
Sorry, don't really understand what you mean.
Boss, come on, we gotta face the facts.
But that would mean Inspector Tsukushima would also have to be one of Ashino's descendants. Oh, right. You're just a normal person, right, Inspector?
Adopted. Unless that's why you're so resistant to the paranormal.
Don't believe I've ever heard anything about being related to some Onmyoji.
Oh?
But... well, if you put it like that... her being the mastermind, it's possible.
Really?
I say possible, but I mean unlikely is what I want to think. Damn it, I don't even want to imagine it.
Boss, if we're going to consider it, we have to do it properly. No point dragging your heels about it.
I can beat this bush all I want, Ario. No, it's not that. There's something I never told her. Never wanted to tell her. The truth is, she's not my real daughter.
What?
20 years ago, well, it's a long story, but we took her in when she was just a baby.
Do you know anything about her birth parents?
You could say I do, I guess, but really I don't know anything.
What's that supposed to mean? I don't get it.
Ario, you heard what I said, didn't you?
Just now? About 20 years ago? Oh. Boss, that can't be... Nejima's?
That's right. When we arrested Fumichika Nejima, there was a baby at his house on the brink of death. That was my daughter, Ayame Tsutsumi. She goes by Ayame Tono now.
There we go.
What the fuck is this family line going on right now?
Someone had to take care of her. Baby holds no blame for the circumstances she came from.
But, boss, according to Nejima, that baby... it's his former lover reincarnated using black magic!
What the fuck?
Personally, I think that story's bullshit.
According to Nejima...
My goodness.
It's hard to believe from Nejima's behavior, but could it really be true?
I've got a few doubts. We have to question whether the Shino woman ever really existed in the first place. There's no records of her, and no body was found. Her name never came up once during the investigation. Even if this woman really existed, I'm skeptical that someone could be reincarnated as a baby through black magic.
I agree. No matter how you look at it, a spell with that effect is hard to believe. Even the supernatural has rules that must be followed. Seems more likely he deluded himself, not wanting to recognize that the spell he risked his life would fail to work.
That's my thinking too. The more natural conclusion is that the baby is his and Shino's, and that she died in childbirth. As long as we don't know Shino's origins, we have to consider the possibility that she could be a descendant of a Shino.
nothing else, their names are pretty similar.
Okay, assuming all of that is true for the moment, Ayame getting taken away by Nejima and then killing him, that would mean she killed her own father!
Calm down, this is all still conjecture. But now that Nejima's dead, we have no means to investigate. So regardless of everything, there's only one thing that matters. She's my daughter. As her parent, I'm responsible for her. Nothing can change that.
I understand.
Alright, we should get back to the search. We'll find her and clear up all of this.
Yes, sir.
The talisman you young ladies are looking for has something to do with this as well. I'd appreciate it if you could help us find it. So if anything happens, please call the police.
We will.
I'm worried about Itome. I'm going to head out where she is. I'll be waiting to hear some good news from you after all.
So that's quite the little reveal to just drop.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah, okay, so does seem like that black magic ritual was bullshit, and they just had a child and she died. The black magic did not work, and he just kind of deluded himself into thinking that it did, kind of deal, to make himself feel better about it.
Man saw the deep end and did an Olympic dive off it.
Yeah.
And also, we now know that the possible mastermind is Ashino.
Which I was definitely starting to think that when we were in this one as well, onto that. So, yeah. Alright, well, all the cards are in place. Here we go, fam.
Ready, Sophie?
Oh, here we go again.
Sophie gonna be talking a lot for this.
Well, it's more like, with what is set up here for what the confrontation's gonna be, me and her are gonna have some fun here.
And I am going to be sitting in my chair.
Grab your popcorn, Bells. This is gonna be a big one.
Hey. How long has it been since we saw each other? 3 years? How have you been? I think the last time was when you came to see me after deciding to go to university.
That wasn't because I wanted to see you. I just needed money to pay my tuition.
Not one to mince words, eh?
You came alone, right?
Yeah, just me. Make it sound like I'm handing over some ransom money for hostages.
I just don't want to get caught, okay?
Never thought I'd see the day you called the police.
There's something I need to see you about.
It's just a little Scooby-Doo asking.
Well, alright then. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's go through things one by one. Real quick, just, yeah. Just... We don't have to worry about Nejima's threat anymore, blah blah blah. Okay, there it is, bushes.
Okay.
What was that? Did something just move over there? What the hell are those idiots doing? I told them not to come! Damn it!
Girls, I got the microwave popcorn right here. This shit gonna be good.
Shit, I don't want to know what'll happen if they get found out. Whatever I do, we gotta keep them looking over there.
Yaga's just got a 7-Eleven Slurpee on her. Alright.
and yeah, that's a good way to establish he wasn't lying. He did come alone. They just kind of followed him without his knowledge.
Yeah. For all he knows, he came alone on that.
Until just now.
God. Okay. Here we go.
You have a curse stone, don't you?
I do.
If she said we did it, Uno reverse card.
You wouldn't happen to feel like handing it over, would you? The police will handle any damages to the curse caused. Now, before you do any more wrong with it...
I'm not giving it up.
Of course not. Me being a curse bearer, are you after my life?
That's exactly what I'm here for. I didn't come to chat. We can talk all you want, but as soon as the conditions of my curse is met, I'll use it. No hesitation.
I'm assuming her curse conditions are that you have to lie about being a curse bearer to her, or just lie in general. Is that the condition for it, or you guys are being silent? So I guess so. All right, fine.
Or do you have more than one? How many curse stones do you have?
3. Not that it matters.
3, huh? So that's 8 total we know of.
There's 1 missing right now.
I'm not handing it over.
Why are you willing to go so far for the rite of resurrection? What do you want with it?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't understand. You just call it stupid and dismiss the idea completely.
Come on, I wouldn't do that. Maybe together we can think up a way for you to get what you want without resurrection.
I want to bring back Kazuhika Kosusai back to life.
Hokusai? What? Hokusai the Ukiyo-e artist? That Hokusai? You want to bring him back to life?
That'd be quite a feat, huh?
That's... you... I heard you liked his art, but why would you do something so stupid?
See?
Go.
The only time I ever felt there was a place that belonged is when I was immersed in the dreamlike world of Ukiyo-e. Though, I'm sure you never noticed.
Really? I had no idea.
It saved me. Hokusai is the reason I'm still alive today.
I didn't know you felt so hopeless.
You would only realize it now, but it's too late. Feeling sorry wouldn't do either of us any good. From the moment I heard about the Rise of the Resurrection, I knew it was my destiny. If this is all I ever accomplish, I'll die happy.
You're really serious about this. Then I'll put this bluntly. Did you kill Nejima?
And if I did, would you hide me from the police?
Well, I don't know if I...
That's what I thought. Your job is only about what you really care. Yes, I did it.
You...
I don't think he even knew I was a curse bearer. He brought me to those gardens that I realized while he was talking that he fulfilled my condition to my curse. So, I gave it a shot. I didn't think it would actually activate. So, there's no going back now.
That's not true. You can still make things right before you make them worse.
Then let me say it another way. This is my chance, and I won't throw it away.
Your chance?
Not throwing away my shot. Not throwing away my shot.
Yeah, my brain thought it.
Collective musical kids brain rot.
Did Nejima say anything to you?
He said a lot of bad things about you, that's for sure.
Yeah, not surprised there.
So I said a lot of bad things about you back. I didn't want to be outdone.
Harsh.
In that sense, I felt just a little like he was my kindred spirit.
Real father-daughter bonding experience about mutually hating one guy.
What am I seeing?
Hang on, Pat. Let me just.
Pat, go to the stream preview, like for us.
No, look. This is what we're seeing right now.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, we're not even sure what triggered that, so I couldn't even read what Tetsuo was saying in the previous line.
Are you guys good?
No, she's.
It's still
it's all pixelated.
Okay, hold on.
Ayame's power of being way too hard is now affecting
Discord's been
our
kind of
run.
acting fucky-wucky for the past 2 nights.
Sorry about that, chat. Discord decided that me and Sophie got to see a mosaic instead.
You see, it's an artistic expression on that.
Let me I screen cap it to let me share
okay.
the
Put it in
Ayame
current
vision.
stream chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. Kindred spirit? What are you talking about? He's a dangerous criminal.
But I'm a murderer now, aren't I? Maybe we're not so different.
No, you're different.
Am I?
Well, maybe not that different.
But at least you're honest.
I know I haven't been the best father. But I wonder, of all the fathers in the world, are there any who wouldn't cover for their child if they committed a crime?
How should I know? You're the detective here. You must have seen plenty of cases like that.
Yeah, plenty of parents take the fall for their children, or give them a place to hide. As a person, it's wrong, but maybe, as a parent, it's the right thing to do.
I don't know. But I think having a father like that would make it easier for him to go to advice if I did do something wrong. Maybe there's a sense of security knowing that no matter what happens, you have at least one person on your side.
I see. So that's what it would take, to be on your side. I can't do that.
That's okay. I wasn't really expecting you to.
So Nejima really didn't tell you anything?
Not really, no.
Also, yeah, I think the curse thing would show up if she was lying to us on that, so.
Can I ask you one thing? Do you know anything about the talisman Michio Shiraishi had?
Michio Shirashi.
From the car crash you were in with that Namigaki guy.
Oh, with Utaro? Yeah, it was there.
Utaro? That sounds like... So, you and him were... I mean...
Not really. He was kind of a boring guy.
What? You're serious? But he said...
They're getting off track. Mr. Kashimi, the talisman! Get back to the talisman!
Really should have never relied on him for this.
Well, if you don't plan on seeing him again, I guess it doesn't matter. But with the hit and run case on top of everything, you're really in deep.
Is that really what you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, no! Tell me about the talisman. Did you take it from the Sing?
You mean this?
That's it!
I picked it up from the scene of the crash. I didn't want to leave my fingerprints behind.
That's all? There's really no other reason?
What's the big deal? Is this really that special? This old thing?
Yeah, it's real important. Would you mind giving it to me?
Important? For what?
For putting a stop to the curses of 7 mysteries.
Oh. So that means if I give you this talisman, I won't be able to use the rite. Then no way. I'm definitely keeping it.
Ugh, I screwed that one up.
Mr. Shukashimi, you really can't do any better than that.
Alright, so I'm gonna go into the water, and then surprise her, and then you two tackle her. Got it?
Come on. The talisman.
Will you give me the talisman?
What? No way. I can't lose that right.
Well, that was very brief.
I'm sorry I can save you from Nejima. Are you hurt?
And there it is. That's so like you.
What?
You're only mentioning that now? Shouldn't that been like the first thing you asked me?
Well, I was just...
And you're not worried about me. All you care about is yourself.
Yeah, you're right. I've been selfish, I know.
Oh, come on, Mr. Shukshimi. You can do better than that. You really screw up there, yeah.
This damn peanut gallery is roasting me right now.
I'm fine. I managed to get away somehow or other.
Right, I'm glad.
Well, that was a quick one.
How is she? Yasuko, I mean.
Mom, I haven't kept in touch with her. I've been on my own this whole time. I'm sure you reached out to her, though, haven't you?
I did call her this morning, actually, just to make sure she was safe. She's been running around all over the place looking for you.
Sounds like she's fine to me. Did you contact her after I called the police to tell her you heard from me?
I did not. I am really fucking this up.
You are, man. You are not beating the bad dad allegations right now today, man.
Nope. Well, I heard you're into nightlife and staying out late these days. Don't want her to worry more than she already was.
You're one to talk.
Damn, you really beating these allegations.
I think I let you talk enough. Mind letting me have a turn?
By all means.
You're hiding something. You're hiding something from me, aren't you?
No.
I'm assuming bad end choice right there on that.
Well, sure. Can't live as long as I have without having a secret or two.
Of course you try to dodge the question. Now then. Let me tell you how about my curse stone. The Taiko of Shigaraku works.
What?
My curse bludgeons to death anyone who finds out is hiding something from me. So, if you try to cover something up, I know it's true. I'll be able to use my curse on you. With that in mind, can I ask you one more thing?
I get it. Why you wanted to see me. Then let me tell you one thing first. The Evergreen Beach has a similar condition. I can use my curse on anyone who tells me a lie.
What? How is that fair? How can you use that curse on me?
I also have an Uno reverse card one, so you are in double negatives on that right now.
Well, I think we're not at the point in time where he'd be able to use that one.
Yeah.
As an officer of the law, it's inexcusable. But as a parent with a duty to his child, I have no other choice.
Are you threatening me? Do you really think that's enough to convince me to do as you say?
I don't want to use it either, but for your sake, I suggest you try not to lie.
Go ahead then. If I lie, then so be it. Okay, I'm gonna ask. If you try to hide it now, you really will die. Am I your real daughter? I'm just the baby you picked up to replace your stillborn, aren't I? And you can never bring yourself to tell me who my real parents were, so you just kept hiding it. Still too much of a coward to tell me, huh? You don't like the truth, so you won't admit it. That my real parent is the man I was just with.
Ayame! Is that all you have to say? Then I only have one answer for you. You are, honestly and truly, our daughter. Nothing more, nothing less.
Even now, you're still trying to hide it. Why? Are you really that stupid?
Boss! Boss! Why? Is your pride really worth dying for?
I'm not doing all of these.
I should have known. Why? Why you go this far to hide it?
Ayame, listen.
Huh? You're how?
Ayame, be proud. No matter what happens, you are our precious daughter.
No, wait, how are you still alive?
I don't know what that piece of shit Nejima filled your head with. But you're not Shino. And you're not Ashino either. You're our daughter, Ayame Tsutsumi. Right. Guess it's Tono now. Well, that's fine too. Tsutsumi, Tono, both will always be part of who you are.
What? Why are you doing this? That's not true. The curse proves that's not...
Sure, you probably don't have many memories of us playing together. And I did leave everything at home to your mom, and I was barely ever there for you. Even so, when I was working, no matter how grisly a crime scene I was at, all I ever wanted was for you to grow up to be happy. That's it.
Why are you saying all this now?
So, do one last thing for me. I want you to tell me the truth, too. And if you lie to me now, I'm taking you with me.
Stop. I can't.
The mastermind behind all this, the one who awakened the curses of the 7 mysteries in order to use the rites, wasn't you, was it?
No, I wouldn't even know how to do that.
And picking up Michio Shirashi's talisman? It's just coincidence, right?
Yeah, I already told you that.
Good. Hearing that, I can rest easy. You're nothing like Najima. You stand on your own 2 legs. You can keep living without escaping into a fantasy. You can hate me. You can dream all the crazy dreams you want. Just don't ever stop trying to do good. You're a victim of your curse, too. It's not too late to atone. For the hit and run, for using the curse. Don't run away. You can still make things right. I know you can, because you're my daughter. And for that, just live the best life that you can.
Dad?
Boss! Boss! That day, at 6:18 p.m., Ayame Tono was taken into custody. Tetsuo Tsumi's death was confirmed at the same time. The 5 curse stones possessed by Tsumi, as well as the 3 given up by Ayame, lost their curse bearers. This temporarily extinguished their spirit power, allowing Mio to attain them and seal them away without difficulty. The Yin talisman possessed by Ayame Tono was recovered and entrusted to Mio as well. Thus, any massacre that could have potentially caused this iteration of the curses was prevented before it could happen. Or so it seemed. Okay, just putting in the...
And well, no, this actually updated quite a bit here with the curse stones, I believe.
Yeah,
that's happened at this point, right?
The...
No, like actually read that top part.
Oh, read the top part? Micho has that the state was almost on 8-meter high tall tower, sir, to look out fires. Okay, that's all the same. That's all the same.
Oh, maybe that top part didn't update, but okay. I'm pretty sure at this point some part of all the curse stones have updated.
Yeah, I think it's the resentful memory. This was definitely not the resentful memory part. This was definitely not there before.
Okay, yeah, so it's the resentful memory part. Okay, my bad there.
Okay.
This will be important for this upcoming segment.
The deep sound of the drums.
Read these.
For all of them.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to know these.
The deep sound of the drums once more reverberates in the night air. How long has it been since we started hearing them each day? Could it be from Danyo's residence? I've heard that this drum there fire watcher instead of a wooden clackers, but it don't seem fire, so why did they sound the drum? Then in morning a body was discovered. Isn't that old man Kazuno, the Yukio veiner? He lived nearby. It seemed that he'd been down for years. Despite his efforts, his works never sold. Every now and then, his granddaughter would visit, and he would teach her how to paint. It was the old man's pleasure. One day, his granddaughter told her about her dream, curses, souls, and resurrection. Hearing the tale, the old man was gripped with the sudden zeal and began to paint in a great fever. His work became famous, enchanting all those who viewed the strange imagery. Even Danyo has taken notice. What could have possibly happened? The people whispered amongst themselves. It almost looked like he had been beaten like a drum. Okina was a lovely woman. She was spirited, worked hard, and lived frugal, pleasant life until her father hanged herself. My husband, a swindler. Who would believe such a thing? Okina was determined to clear her husband's name. That was when she met Tozo, a man who was a stranger to these parts. This man must have been the dying of spies. It appears that after my husband, I will be next. So what will I be hunting for? Okina put up the airs of a woman mourning her husband, went to the bridge nightly to seek information from Tozo. She discovered that she was right and her husband had been deceived. Okina had discovered her newfound knowledge to Daino, much to Tozo's alarm. Angered that having been misled, he confronted her on the bridge, but Okina would not listen. She cursed him, calling him vile names, and eventually his patient's word been blood splattered everywhere, and by the time he returned to his senses, it was already he looked over the bridge at the river blood below and saw the corpse of a woman missing both an arm and leg.
That's just something. Like, I said, just going to the actual, is mysteries or curses that the tab would be?
These would be in the...
Oh, okay, yeah, 7 mysteries.
Okay,
7 mysteries tab.
Yeah. Last one. Okay, so... That'd be it.
So, yeah, because, the resentful memory stuff, I believe, is what we need to know for what's coming up.
Okay, so we done... Okay, so next would be Whispering Canal. At that point. Tokyo loved fishing with her father and Chico more than anything. With her wicker baskets on the backs, they would leave for the canal every morning and fish in the evening. Miso soup that her mother, Como, made in the car for using to die for her parents loved her dearly. One day, however, her father disappeared. Tokyo's mother went to look for them, but never came back. Those who expressed their concern eventually stopped visiting out of fear. Tokyo continued to wait all alone. Mother, father, where'd you go? Don't leave me behind. Unable to bear loneliness, she left her home and tugged along the roads until night fell. Neither her mother nor father were anywhere to be found. Tears stung her eyes. Suddenly, the sound of fish splashing in the water cut through the silence. She found herself standing before a canal where the fish were together. The taste of carp and the memory of her father's smile flashed before her mind. Without thinking, Tokyo walked onto the moat, and the sound of water and splashing echoed throughout the night. Passersby thought it was only fish in the canal. The splashing faded, and silence returned to the lonely night. Fool's possession. Omiya stood on top of the tall tower, and her time to shine she was ecstatic. It had been years since she joined the troupe, but it had yet to enjoy the day in the spotlight. She wasn't particularly pretty, nor was she talented. As a gossip and loudmouth, she wasn't well liked by her peers. Some of the other girls thought of her as a teacher's pet and bullied her. I don't care much about them, she thought. I'll use this chance to make something better of myself. Everything was perfect. She wore a beautiful kimono and the ukiyo-e mask over her head. The stage was set. The accompaniment began, and she danced everywhere she had. Applause ran through the crowd, and her breathing hastened with excitement. I've got to catch my breath. That's strange. I can't take off my mask. The smell of glue assaulted her nostrils. So that's how it is. I knew it was too good to be true. Her screams were drowned out by the music as she screamed in struggle. Omiyo was giving her all today. We have to keep it up. The crowd livened even more. No, please, someone help me. She fell through the tower, writhing in pain, and she begged for those around her help. The music stopped in time with Omiyo's heart. Alright, for beckoning light, a vague silhouette is feigned by a silvery moonlight near the bridge. It is a man hunched over, near death, with regret carved on his face. Visions of the past flow through his mind. Memories of a young couple and their daughter. He had lost everything. He had repaid with kindness and shown him with evil. Though regret gnaws on him now, it is too late to undo it. His mind turns to the Omiyoji woman. It was her doing, no. The blame laid with him and his inexperience. He had foolishly invited himself to the forbidden, inviting evil into his life. I should have left the rite of resurrection well alone. The light of the man's life began to fade, and regret angered through his eyes. If only I had accomplished it in the end. Alas, it's too late for that now. I am prepared for hell. Perhaps in another life I can fulfill my dreams. Even if my body perishes, I can atone for my sins.
Okay, on that one, actually, real quick, go up to its top part if that if that's at all different, because I want to double check that. Okay, no, never mind. Top part's not different. Just want to double check that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Clappers. Okay, yeah. Red.
It's really a story time now.
Yeah. Red. Everything died in crimson. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot. So hot. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat is burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How come it's come to this? Oh, right, her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchants my lord, that witch. Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken by her. How many innocent people did I lure her under her orders? It must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like my head will split open. All right, the evening bell. That's why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Evergreen Beach. He deceived us all with the so-called rite of resurrection. The man tricked people into the false dark art swings from the rope. They thought a man had escaped the previous night, but oddly enough, he was found hanging in the garden on the Dino mansion that morning. The man, local named Jinichi, was known for his kind temperament and skill in crafting next in claps. While his life wasn't easy, he was optimistic. The type of smile through whatever life threw at him. He was the kind of man who had taken care of those who didn't have anyone else to rely on. The prosperity of the Ukiyo-no boom brought been what fanned the flames of his greed. The old craftsman found himself in miserable state, as sentenced to some cruel fate. Perhaps he had ended his own life, unable to bear the weight of his crimes. But dead men tell no tales, and people thought of him as a bad man even in death. He hung there for days, till his neck stretched horrifically, the visage of pain etched on his face. It was clear he must have struggled greatly as he died, his flesh marked with the dark scars of the rope wrapped around his whole body. The beech tree's leaves did not fall, and neither did the man's body hanging from it. The mansion's owner was not at home. Another unfortunate event, the people held their tongues fearing for divine punishment, but the rumors persisted nonetheless. Flushing Mansion. She was an accomplished omioji. Last, she did not use her talents for good and word of her people, but her own selfish, purest beauty. After the fierce battle, the woman dragged herself through the streets. It was something like gnawed on her body. Will I die? I'm already obtained what I need. As long as I have this. Suddenly, a terrible realization dawned on her. Her legs stopped moving. She fell to the ground. What was happening? Surprised, she looked down. Her foot, once beautiful and delicate, had now grown ulcered and rotten. He got her. She was on the verge of death, covered in filth to the boot, crawling to a nearby house. Her breath caught her throat. The curious residents opened up, but recoiled from what they saw. My foot is so filthy. Somebody help me quick. The woman expired while mumbling something unintelligible, and so her ended the life of the woman consumed by evil. One-sided read.
I think it's happening again.
Dang it.
The mosaic thing?
Yeah.
Okay, hold up.
Discord, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Discord. Okay, so we already did that one.
Yeah, we already did the read.
Lantern. Honjo was filled with samurai residents. The spies, the Shoge lived amongst the townspeople to keep an eye on them. The soda cart from South Wagari served as one of the outposts. They would communicate to each other in code by turning the lantern on and off. Tonight at 4 a.m. meant that someone would be having their last soba of their life, and that their belly would be sliced open the next night. An unfortunate incident occurred while the man attacked a woman in a bout of fury. He regretted it deeply, even declining to invoke the right to defend his honor, but the deed was done. Still, he could not accept it. His rage at what having been used by Damio boiled over, turning into a grudge he would never forget. Nearby, he saw a lantern quietly glowing in the night. When the 6th bell rang, the man cut his own stomach. Since then, the lantern could be seen alit before the soba cart had opened, and would flicker out suddenly even when there was no bin boiling. This is unsettling phenomenon continued. The rumors around it grew. As soon they all were convinced that a man who cut his own stomach visiting from beyond. And there we go. That is all of them.
Yep. So that's basically stories of how each of them died and became curse echoes.
Yep. Which
This
is
will be on the test.
Yep.
It will, in fact, be on the test.
Yes. Smiling through the pain. Smiling through the pain. Sorry to keep you out so late, Mio. Can't take my mind off of the curse bearer who was never found.
Oh, it's no problem for me. I usually work at night anyway. Did you see Yako home safely?
Yep, we sent her home in a parole car earlier. Apparently, she put up quite a fuss, saying she wanted to see things through to the end.
Thank you. The Feast of Shadows was starting to take effect, so it would have been dangerous.
Look at Mio. Okay.
Can't get my mind off remaining curse stone, the Whispering Canal, and the Mastermind is. But we have to deal with that thing before we can worry about that. How's it going with the 2 talismans? Have you figured out the location of the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll?
I have, more or less. When I combine the contents of the 2 talismans, they form a seal which can be undone. The things inside the talisman that looked like the scrape of wood were actually a tiny scroll kept folded in the seal.
Who would have thought the talismans actually contained the scroll itself? So that's the Yin Scroll then. What's it say?
Well, there's one more seal we have to undo to open the scroll. It's gives me more trouble, so I was actually hoping you could help me out.
Okay, unlocking the seal. Got it. Sure thing. I know what I'll be able to do, but let me at it.
Wow, I didn't expect you so eager to help. It's oddly reassuring. Okay, let's see. There are 5 seals holding the scroll shut. I think we have to remove them in the correct order. Each seal has a different design. A carp, a light, a beech leaf, a taiko drum, and a wreath.
Move the 5 seals in the right order. Okay. If we get it wrong, is it going to you know, go boom?
No, we'll just have to try again. I tested once already.
Oh, really tried it yourself. So brave.
I think it's devised so the seal can only be undone if the curse of the rite has already been unleashed. And I think there's a hint to opening it hidden somewhere related to the curses. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Just let me know when you're ready.
Now, real
Okay.
quick, go to her body and do the, like, examine her thing.
Yeah.
Oh?
What's wrong?
Next is Detective Arrow.
What? Why it's not scrolling right there, but alright. Move the sails. Okay. So it's in the order that they actually happened in the lore, pretty much, for that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Shit.
This
I
is why the
wasn't
file
paying
screen is
attention to-
important.
I wasn't paying attention to that part specifically, kind of deal on that. I thought it was gonna be more like a quiz on that.
And this is still in a way a quiz.
It's okay, Arrow. This is an open book test.
Okay, so Carp, Light, Beach, Tycho, Real. I think Tycho's gotta be one of the last ones,
In case this takes so long, I do have the cheat sheet.
Okay, good. So I was gonna pull it up if someone didn't.
I don't. Oh, yeah, I don't know the exact order on this one.
Yeah, if I recall, this one took Nico a good bit.
I think this is the one. This is the one that usually blindsides
Yeah, 'cause
people.
I feel like these aren't. Reading the descriptions, it's not. I feel like it's very clear on the order for them, kind of deal. Unless like the legs are like. Is it Tycho first? Let's read.
You can find each date by looking into your files. Yeah.
Date? You can where?
Yeah, I think it's just more so you read the context clues.
Oh wait, yeah, no. So I'm pretty sure the read would go after the beach because, like, scroll up a bit.
Oh, fine.
Because she was saying that my husband, a swindler, that can't be, and
Yeah.
the you know, the Evergreen Beach guy was hanged for lying.
Yeah. Okay, so Reed would
It's
come
the-
before Beach.
No, other way around. Beach then.
Beach
Reed.
comes-
The beach leaf.
Okay,
So
Light
you
and
can
then
get-
Carp.
You get the context clues figuring out okay who died and who's connected to who.
Okay, so Light and Carp.
I want to say Carp would probably be the canal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because, you know, it had things like, it was a fish in the moat, or something like that, or river, or whatever it was.
So essentially, the husband died from hanging. Then it was the wife.
Yeah.
And Gene Kichi was the name of the guy who was hanged. So the girl who died in the with the whole basically Carp Seal was their daughter.
The
Yeah.
Whispering Canal. So that was the little girl.
So,
Meow.
no, fuck.
Do
Okay,
your
So I
homework.
think the order would be Tycho, Light, Carp, Beach, Reed. Damn it.
How many tries do you want before Sophie just starts reading off the cheat sheet?
I think give me the first one at least.
The taiko drums.
Okay, so I was right on that one. Then
You're so noisy today.
okay, so Tycho. Beach, Read. Light. Harp. Damn it!
You were so close. You were so close.
Okay. Did I get the second one right on that?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Oh my god.
it is Tycho. Beach. Then Reed. Carp. Light. Yeah! There we go.
Oh, you got it right. It's open. Getting it just 3 tries. That's great. Nice job.
We were literally recording that so you can feel bad.
It's easier than I thought. I just looked at which event followed which.
Now, finally read what's inside. Let's see.
I can see that one really tripping people up on
Oh
that.
yeah, especially if you like never read the file screen.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like if once you figure out how to do it, it's actually kind of cool. But yeah.
I bequeath the scroll to future generations used in the event of the calamity that would arise to the grievous incident. Those seek the foretale disaster must gather the 3 items to cast my rite cleansing to dispel all curses in full. My soul, which has curse of an echo, my body, which is living in continuation of my bloodline, my spirit, that is my own consciousness.
So you need the Echo, a descendant, and himself.
I see.
What does it say?
First, it details the account of the tragedy surrounding the rite of resurrection and it would occur in Honjo. The whole story is what we call the Honjo period is laid out clearly, which is
So
now in the files if you want to read that too.
Yeah, if you want to read the actual like lore of what happened.
Like the story.
I guess I might as well at this point. So Honjo incident?
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
here we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my!
It's a whole thing.
Oh my!
They literally
whole
put an
thing.
entire short story in here.
Yeah,
Oh.
basically an entire page for the backstory. That's all this is.
Just to
Is this basically just saying what we already know from the...
This is the full details of what happened in the Honjo incident.
okay, you figured it out. Now here's the whole story and what
Alright.
happened.
There was once a family that lived in a row house in Honjo. The family consisted of a Netsuke craftsman named Chikichi, a wife named Koma, and their daughter Toki. They enjoyed a poor but happy existence. One day,
For some quick clarification, by the way, just for those who might not remember, Netsuke is the kind of carvings that the curse stones are.
Yeah. One day, they took a man by the name who claimed to be Somoji. He was on the run, having barely escaped with his life after something or another. He wound up in Honjo. The tough circumstances had left him and sickened the stew. Shinkichi felt sorry for the man and decided to shelter him. The stranger was deeply grateful for his kindness and care for the Jinkichi family, as without word would have surely died. And they told him that this day of his departure, I want to give you my thanks, but unfortunately I have nothing of value. He paused and asked if there's anything, is there anyone you want to bring back to life? It turned out that the man's true name was, Tsukiyami Seiman. Seiman. A descendant of renowned, Omiyoji. And he had been resurrecting, researching the fabled rite of resurrection. For his crime in unearthing the forbidden rite, he was chased down by his family, but he wrote everything down on spellbook named the Record of Fates while on the run. Whoever sought this person to perform the rite would need to kill other people and gather soul dread. Siamen had only researched the rite out of fear of inquiry, but thought himself willing to use the rite for the sake of Jinkichi's family. However, Jinkichi said, sacrificing someone is unthinkable. We didn't help you because we want something in return, so you owe us nothing, he said. Declining his unbelievable offer, Seaman bowed his head in gratitude countless times at those words and left their house. Okay, we might need to take breaks on this. I'll take this next paragraph. I think we might need to alternate on this with how long.
That works.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Alright. In the same area lived the yokai artist known as Old Man Kanzo. His art didn't sell much, but he often looked after Toki while Jinkichi and Koma were out working. Young Toki heard Siamen talk about the Rite of Resurrection, but being too young to comprehend it, regaled it to Old Man Kanzo, a story of fiction. Old Man Kanzo, inspired by the story, filled with renewed vigor, put his heart and soul into his next pain. The piece centered around the theme of resurrection became an instant hit around town. Yukichi, being a shrewd businessman, saw an opportunity and jumped on the bandwagon by carving the Netsuge connected to the old man Kanzo Yukoi. He made up stories about the Netsuge, telling people about their blessings and connected resurrection, and his business rapidly flourished.
I'll take this next one.
Alright.
That man unknowingly left us a wonderful gift, thought Jinkichi and his family, but they were unaware of the tragedy that would soon unfold. Before long, word of Old Man Kanzo's wonderful ukiyo-e reached the ears of the local daimyo, and he was summoned to the Lord's residence. But what awaited him was not praise, but cruel torture at the hands of Ashino, a female onmyoji who was in pursuit of Seimon. It was her who pressured Seimon into researching the rite of resurrection, which she secretly planned to use to preserve her beauty for all eternity. Ashino took advantage of the fact that the daimyo's heart was weak and frail following the loss of his family, and manipulated him into capturing Old Man Kanzo, the source of the recent rumors about resurrection. Tell me where you heard the rite of resurrection, Ashino demanded, as the brutal beatings continued. It was said that the eerie sound of the beatings rang out like the beating of a taiko drum night after night, reaching even the watchtower of the Sugaru residence.
There goes one.
Okay. In the end, Hashino's cruel torture secured the information of the Jukichi family and the existence of the Record of Fates. The daimon sent his chief retainer to bring Jukichi, and the torture resumed afresh with a new captive. This time, she intended to obtain the whereabouts of Seaman and the location of the Record of Fates. Jukichi didn't know where Seaman went, but even if he did, he had no intention of telling, and sternly kept his mouth shut. The torture pushed too far, and Jukichi was unintentionally killed before he was spoke a word. The daimon had Jukichi's corpse hang in the beech tree, declaring, unable to bear the guilt of his crimes from seeing the masses of the false rumor of the resurrection, Jukichi had committed suicide. It was all a part of Ashino's plan to send a message to the common folk, especially the increasing numbers of those who sought the right for themselves.
And that's two.
Yep. News of what happened to Jukichi spread, and people lost their interest in the rite, wondering if the stories of the resurrection were all but a lie. But the rumors about Daimyo's word were perhaps not all truthful spread quickly when a dancer claimed to have witnessed the chief retainer's cold-blooded handwork herself, and Honjo fell into unrest once more. The chief retainer arrested the girl and proposed a deal to put the stop to the rumors. The girl was to say she just wanted attention and retract her story by saying it was entirely made up. In exchange, she would be given the most wonderful stage to perform upon. But the stage she was suffocated by a mask prepared for the performance. Unbeknownst to her, the mask had been covered in glue and was part of a plan to kill and silence her. That's 3! Okay, there we go.
Koma never believed for a moment that her husband Jinkichi had committed suicide. She was certain someone was behind his death, and asked around persistently for the names, addresses, and any other information she could find on people with connections to the daimyo. The chief retainer would not allow things to escalate any further, and had Tomezo, a ronin who once served as a spy, go after her. However, she turned the table on him, shouting, "It was you who killed my husband, wasn't it?" Confronted with the accusation, Tomezo flew into a blind rage and cut Koma down in broad daylight. Ordered to take responsibility for his failure by committing seppuku, he exposed the daimyo's plot as he disemboweled himself by the lantern of the soba cart used to give coded signals. That is 4 and 5.
4 and 5 now.
So yeah, the ronin dude was the lantern.
Yep.
With both her parents gone through means unknown to her, Toki found herself to be all alone. One day, late at night, she went searching for her parents and met her doom falling to a canal where she drowned. Meanwhile, the chief retainer had many no headways whatever in finding Seaman's whereabouts, and incensed, Ashino decided to set fire to his residence, burning him alive. The truth and all those connected to those events thus far were cursed by Ashino, so that her souls could turn into soul dregs upon death, which she then been collecting. After all, she needs to perform the rise of resurrection to get her hands on the Record of Fates.
That is 6 and 7.
And there you go. That's
right.
the 7 mysteries.
Yeah.
And now.
Sensing that there was something serious at the work behind the recent string of strange events in Honjo, Seaman returned to find he was too late. He broke down in tears when he learned about the unfortunate and unnatural deaths that Jinkichi's family had met. Demon realized it was his handiwork of Ashino when he found her soul dreads had been collected, and decided he had to prevent any further sacrifices from happening by confronting Honjo Bridge. He ensued was a fierce battle of spells and endured till break of dawn, though those who did not know any better only saw what they believed to be eerie flashes of supernatural light orbs. At the end of the long battle, Ashino defeated Seaman and obtained the Record of Fates, but he placed a curse upon her foot. Ashino dragged her foot, corrupted by horribly inflamed, and sought refuge by nearby residents of a retainer and angrily demanded that she wash her foot. Ashino died then and there, filled with agony, and her foot first foot cursed and rotten. Seaman, too, having sustained serious wounds on at their fight, died on the day of Honjo Bridge, still filled with regrets. 8 and 9.
Yep. However, Seimon came back to life. Knowing that there would be enough soul dregs in place during their confrontation, he had prepared a spell that would activate the rite of resurrection upon his passing. Feeling that his curiosity was responsible for the terrible tragedy that had unfolded, he was left with a keen understanding of why the rite of resurrection was forbidden, and became determined to seal it away. Indeed, the reason he resurrected himself was for that very purpose.
Negative one?
I mean, we know the source of the 9 souls, so...
However, he did not know what has become of the Record of Fates. With nothing to seal away, he has then used the remaining soul dregs to turn 9 of the Nesco made by Jujutsu into a ritual implemented to be sealed away in Honjo. He placed a spell so that should someone try to activate the Rise of Resurrection again, all 9 pieces will awaken at once, and to pass the whole truth to the events to future generations, he rolled everything down in the Record of Fate he inscrolled, and passed it down to his descendants.
Meanwhile, the townspeople kept silent about the incident out of fear of being cursed. However, these occurrences were so strange that gossip about it couldn't be contained. Over time, the details became more and more vague as the stories grew into legends, and that is how they came to be known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo.
Dun, dun,
Title
dun.
drop!
So Ashino's a real piece of work is kind of the big lesson there.
Yep, and this is just a giant game of telephone gone horribly wrong at that point for it.
Yep.
So, yeah. And there we go. So, we shouldn't have much left at that point if we know
we're getting
everything.
close. We're getting super close.
Yep. And it was the origin of the 7 Mysteries of Honjo and their curses, right?
Yes, the resentment of their victims of the incidents turned the curses, which is why they are curse echoes. The contents are organized like an answer sheet, so it doesn't give us the information we need.
Ah. Is there anything else?
Here's what we were looking for. I bequeathed this scroll onto future generations to be used in the event that the calamity should arise from this grievous incident, it says.
Whoa, he foresaw this happening?
Yes, have you been paying attention to the story? Those who seek out the disaster must gather these 3 items in place, cast my rite of cleansing, and expel all rituals and curses in full. My soul, that is, my curse echo. My body, that is, a living continuation of my bloodline. My mind, that is, my own conscious. Wow. So, if we gather these things in one place, Seamind's rite of cleansing will activate, and then completely negate the curses in the rite of resurrection.
Oh, that's it! That's exactly what we need!
The 3 things are Seamind's soul, body, and mind. It says the soul is Seamind's curse echo.
Curse Echo, so Seaman himself is part of the 7 Mysteries.
Yes, Ariel, pay attention.
Please, yeah, there's another hint written here. My curse echo holds my curse. My curse brings ruin to curse bearers.
What kind of hint is that? Maybe it'll make more sense if we keep looking.
But will this curse apple still appear if the curse bearer is already gone? Next is the body is the scent of Seamon, it seems.
Wasn't Yoshimi a relative of Seaman's? He and Michio Sairashi already only had the other talisman.
Both of them already passed on by the time of the celebration of the curse was unleashed.
Damn, that's true. So what are we gonna do?
His bloodline was so split up, there has to be others. Oh, there's an unknown here too.
Is there another hint?
As for the body, seek not only who bears my blood, but the one with strong spirit sense.
Mia looks up. Oh.
Such an individual will be able, if the spirit attempts to possess them, to instead take control of that spirit themselves. So it says.
Know of anyone like that?
I can't think of anyone. Let's move on for now. Next is the mind.
What's the difference between the mind and the soul?
In paranormal theory, it says that humans are made of the soul, body, and mind. The mind is essentially thought to be a part of the spirit that makes up one's consciousness, or oneself. It's like driving. The body is the car, the soul is the control system, and the mind is the driver.
See, I think that makes sense. So, is there a hint of finding this one too?
Well, let's see. There is. Should the rite of resurrection be activated elsewhere, so too shall my mind be awakened there. Seaman tried to seal away the rite of resurrection, but before he could do, Ashino stole the record of fates. So as the countermeasure to the rite being activated, he made it so that his mind would be released from the seal.
Okay, but what does that actually mean?
What it means is, Seaman's mind, awoken at the night of the rite, was activated, and must be possessing someone out there right now.
What?
So, we have to get that person together with everyone else.
Alright, so if we find a curse echo to descend in the person possessed by Seaman, then we just have to get them together in one place and we'll be good to go.
Right, but there is one thing. The second and third one could both be the same person.
Oh. Who could that be?
It is like how Michio lost her memories when she was possessed Yako. Seaman's consciousness might not even be aware of who he really is. So if he learns the truth, would he start act to his own accord?
Oh, then that person could already be...
Oh, hold on a second. Someone's coming this way.
Huh?
Excuse me, can I interrupt you for just a moment? Who might you be?
I haven't seen your ass since the prologue of this game.
I was waiting for your reaction to that.
I was just like, oh, right, that never got resolved in this time. Oh, I proved that. She's not dead here. All right.
Would you buy this epic can of juice for just finishing drinking for 10,000 yen?
Huh?
I'll even throw in these birds for some fried chicken. You can't beat a deal like that. I don't really want them. Don't say that, come on. They're delicious. Actually, I just thought we might have a picnic right here. Won't you join me? Sorry,
In the middle of the night.
I don't understand. What should we do?
Well, it's not like we need this exact spot, and we can't do anything with other people around, so let's just move to somewhere else.
Sorry, we're in the middle of something, so we'll just be on our way. Aww.
Oh, sorry. This hurts!
This is a curse!
Yeah, so remember that one curse that we never knew where it was?
Wow. That end. Or maybe this is real end, I don't know.
We at least know what we need to get the good end, though. That's the thing.
Okay.
On that note, what is your current running theory here?
I mean, I definitely still think the mastermind is his daughter, you know. for that ritual, and I'm still definitely thinking on that. You must have heartfelt thanks for all your hard work thus far. This brings the story of the 7 Mysteries of Honjo to a close. And who could have foreseen such a conclusion? Unfortunately, it seems the so-called mastermind was one step ahead of you. She remains hidden, leaving behind no evidence. Perhaps she truly is no way to stop her. However, should you find that this conclusion is not to your liking, by all means, please pursue a different path. You have done it once before. I'm sure you already know how. With that, I shall be taking my leave. I have been your humble storyteller. Good night.
And
Oh, you have to go and find this
you
shit.
have to figure it out.
Oh, shit. Yep. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, those cheeky bastards.
You assholes. I feel like it's gotta be back in the beginning one at this point.
Think about this. You need the curse echo, the body, and the mind.
So, the curse echo. So, his curse echo was which one again?
Well, here's the thing. Think about which curse echo she just used in that ending.
Yeah, she used the canal for that.
Yes, and then do you recall how she died in the Shogo path?
That she looked behind her at that point.
Well, no.
Shogo's the one who turned his back, but she died.
Okay, so.
Do you remember one tidbit we told you to do at the beginning of the game?
That was like 7 parts ago at that point. That was like 2 months ago. Would it be in part 2 of the park then at that point? Or
I believe it would be part 2, right, Sophie? Like, I think.
Yeah, from the diverging path at that point, so.
It's around that point. It's like, how do I say this without giving it away?
Isn't it the literally first event at that point?
It's not at the first event, but
okay. Because I don't think it's in this path. Kind of deal.
Yeah.
Is it part? I think it might be part.
You think it's not in that path?
I swear to God. What the fuck is that going?
Do you want to go in and check?
Would it be of me not using the curse stone at this point on him? Or...
Oh, wait, hold on. Go to the right. Look to the right.
Like for that? Huh?
If I recall, that gets closer if you look away from it and everything, so maybe...
Huh.
Click on it again.
Well, it's coming closer. Is this one of the 7 mysteries? Look like a will-o-wisp. Is that anything with the 7 mysteries?
Touch.
Huh? Am I supposed to touch it? Ah, shit! So, do you have to wait for the end of the game in order to actually see that, or can you pull that shit early at that
I'm
point?
pretty sure you have to go through everything else, so you have the knowledge for it.
You have to do the entire game, but that light was there since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, oh man.
Yep.
That, wow. I
I
don't know, because I feel like a lot of people
soon,
I feel like a lot of people are gonna miss that kind of deal.
This all makes sense soon.
Mhm.
I'm just not sure if people would think to go back to that. I guess would think of going on to this.
I feel people would try to go back to this particular area just to figure out, okay, what.
Yeah, I
place
think
should
with her showing up, kind of deal, that's kind of your probably clue onto that. Yeah, I think finding the particular part might be kind of tricky onto that. So I don't.
Well, I mean, like at that point, you're already combing every screen everywhere. So
yeah. It does feel like I'm not sure if people would find that on their own kind of deal. I'll save my judgment on that, but yeah.
Like, the best part is that if you saw it earlier, like, you can actually ask, I always forget his name, but the Hihaku Soaps guy, you can always ask him about it. He goes, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, he doesn't see it.
My. Finally, you arrived at this juncture. I expected no less from you. That would mean you managed to bring everything to light. Though there is a possibility you may have wound it up here by chance. So I will take you... Before I take you any further, I must ask you a number of questions. About what exactly the soul, body, and mind of Siemens Tokino are. Firstly, which Kurosaki represents the soul of Tsuchijinko? Just Siemens. Blood chat. Okay, it's a lot of information. I think it would be the Beckoning Light one, probably.
Yeah, because do you recall what it said there? Is like, my curse is the one that hits other curses.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly it. After his defeat, the hands of Ashio and the Honjo incident, Siemen wandered near Honjo. The form of his curse echo changed over time and the legend left behind. This is the curse echo which was occupied by Mayo Kozawa. But when called forth by Siemen's body and mind, it appeared momentarily before him. Let us continue. Who served as Siemen Tsuyoki? Who was his body descending carried over by his, okay, Siemen himself.
What? Well, no. This is asking which of the characters we've met is the descendant that we need for this, basically.
I think Shogo? Was it him? Or... I think it's...
Also... yeah, it is, because, like, this is, like, him and who we were controlling when we found this path.
Yeah. So, Shogo.
Yep. I didn't want to dance around too much because of how many characters there are in the game.
Yeah. Correct again. Although Shogo Oki was born as an ordinary family, the blood of his distant relative ran thick through his veins. In truth, the same is true for Yoko Fukunaga. She was also one who had blood of the distant relative coursing through her veins. In this case, it was Ashino. Siemen and Ashino fated to meet again hundreds of years later. Now then, my final question. Who is the mind of Siemen Tsuyo? Tell me the name of the person whose consciousness can be directly applied to his.
They've given you the hints for this. Do you have any idea who it is?
Okay, so his mind. I think it would... The mind, I think, is Mio, probably, at that point. I think.
No. Gonna say that now, no.
Who?
No, reminder the hint Mio said.
How do I say this hint? How do
Okay,
I...
yeah.
They
what
might not
was,
even
what
be
was the
aware.
hint again, just to, like, for clarification?
Mio said it might not be someone who's even aware that they're Seimon.
Ario?
It's the
Oh.
it's the soul is like the driver that hops between cars, in which case the body. And
Okay, I'm just trying to think. Oh, wait. That hops between bodies. Going through just everybody in the game. I think I know. Right? Is it Michio?
It's not Michio. It's not Michio.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to cut this off. It's nobody in this list.
But it is someone we've known basically all game.
What did the storyteller ask in the beginning of the game?
Is it that? Is it some fourth wall nonsense going on with that?
I will say you might want to type something different.
What is your name?
Oh my god, why did I put his fucking name at the beginning? I think that was the name I put! Do you believe to be that? Are you saying you believe it to be yourself? Are you certain? Yes, you are correct. Finally, you have remembered. That's right, you are. Demons conscious, awoken by the curses and the rite of resurrection. However, having lost your memories, you forgot about your duty assigned to you. This is, if you may say so, where I played my part, guiding you through the events of this story. As your consciousness was all that was left of you, you manipulated time and space by the way of the story chart, jumping from vessel to vessel, and manipulated your host's actions by whispering commands into their ears. In doing so, you were able to get the full picture of what needed to be done. But at one point, while still unconscious, you remembered your duty. The so-called mastermind behind these events, the one who awoken the rite and curses, was Yoko Fukunaga, descendant of Ashino herself. You unconsciously activated your curse and killed her. How interesting that she awakened as Siemens conscious at the same time of the curses. That was the one and only time she could have been stopped. But due to your influence with Shogo Uki's will, Yoko Fukunaga was brought back to life.
Oops!
In the story chart to undo her death, I led you to believe that it was the work of the Rite of Resurrection itself. But it turns out, seeing what transpired if the mastermind was not killed at the outset, is ultimately revealed the way to put an end to the curses for good. There were certain things which you have answered all questions had you noticed them. For example, while under your control, Shoko Oki willingly used his curse.
Yeah, on that note, so all those people he killed would have died anyway. He would have activated the curse if you did not push the button.
They would have died anyway if you did not hit the curse.
Yeah, but because you activated them, he said that Shoko killed nobody.
So that question is, how many times did you push the button versus how many times did Shogo push the button?
Got ya. When I asked how many Shoko Oki had killed, this is what I meant. Had you not used the curse, Shoko Oki would have done it on his own accord. Furthermore, Yako Kozawa was able to recall information which you only knew. She was able to do this because she was connected through your curse echo, the beckoning light.
And here's our mastermind dump.
Following graduation, Yoko worked as a desk job to the train company, but butted heads with her superior, who was skeptical of her supernatural and quit within the year. Now she works as a housekeeper, spending her time at the day. Oh wait, no. Okay, this is
However,
in truth, Yoko is a descendant of the Ojimoi who continue to practice in modern times. Her ancestor, Ashino, attempted to steal the Rite of Resurrection in Honjo during the Edo period. Born with exceptional spirit sense, Yoko learned about her own ancestry while researching her roots, and was disappointed to find that her bloodline had fallen into mediocrity. She became consumed with ambition to restore her family's lost glory through her own powers, and devised a scheme to succeed where Ashino failed and performed the Rite of Resurrection. Yoko continued in her training, developing her spiritual and curse powers until she discovered the Record of Fates, which offered clues regarding the rite. She plotted to use the curses in the Svene Mysteries of Honjo to gather a large number of soul dreads by calling forth curses and setting stage for mutual slaughter. The ultimate plan involved invoking a large-scale feast of shadows, awakening the curses, performing the rite herself, and bringing together soul dreads to revive Ashino. Since the effects of the curses increase the more people know and fear them, she first entrusted the Record of Fates to the local historian Hikadaki Arashi, who could have been used easily to spread the rumors. She contacted Nenjima, a criminal with a deep understanding of mystic arts, to obtain the curse stones needed to gather soul dreads. Unsurprisingly, Nenjima was very interested in the story of Ashino and readily aided on his arrival. While carrying these stabs, Yuko learned to her existence of the Yin Scroll, which threatened to thwart her plans. She added a note about the scroll Record of Fates before giving it to Ashi, intending to acquire it herself to pose an issue. Though through her investigations, Yoki discovered that Yoshimi was a Senna and threatened him with a curse in an effort to scare him into revealing the whereabouts of the Yin Scroll. While Hajime bravely resisted Yoko's threats, she killed him with the curse to ensure Siamen's descent would not stand in her way.
It was you!
As preparations were coming together, Yoko obtained seemingly less dangerous stone in the Whispering Canal in order to become a curse bearer, a necessity to gain the curse stones for the Feast of Shadows. Oki was a descendant of Siamen and eyed a potential risk factor, and contacted to ensure he would be located nearby and subject to monitoring. However, unaware of the spirit of Siamen had been awoken within Shogo, as soon as it invoked the curse, Yoko's plan was thwarted when she was immediately cursed to death by Siamen.
Yep.
Now, allow me to ask you one last question. If you, knowing all that you know now, had the ability to resurrect one life, what would you do? Use it even if I had to sacrifice myself. I use it if I had to sacrifice someone. I use it if it came at no cost. I wouldn't want it. I would want someone else. I wouldn't want it. I would destroy it. Oh, I see. That was Siamen's original intention. I apologize for leaving it out of the options when I first asked you this question. Now, it is time to bring things to a close. Upon your arrival here, the rite of cleansing was activated, dispelling all other rituals and curses. Look upon the fruit of your efforts. And then we shall leave this world behind for good. Thank you, truly, for all the work you've done. That's what happened. I can't believe it. Finally understand. Yeah. The one that did that to Yoko. Blood of Onji that's inside me broke into my consciousness and gave me that curse. Yoko was after the rite of resurrection, and she was the one that awakened the curses of the 7 mysteries and cast the Feast of Shadows. And the only way to stop all of it was to put a stop to her here. Otherwise, the rite of cleansing might have been negated too. Wonder how much of it was really her doing of all those things. Yoko. That explains why I felt like fate when this all started. She didn't seem to notice. Because things were always destined to end like this. The moment we met. She could have met under different circumstances. No point in thinking like that now. Drink. Thinking a muscular meal or 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, having all that dumped into your memories all of a sudden would give you quite the headache.
I saved the world.
All I had to do was look at this weird fire thing.
Mom, what is it?
I'm dead inside. Just a dream. Seems it was all just a dream. I dreamt there was such a thing as the rite of resurrection. Just a dream.
I'm sorry to say it, but there isn't.
Right. Of course not.
But even if there's no such thing, I promise you, I will get to the bottom of the kidnapping. In fact, I've happened to find a very important lead from over a year ago. Something that's evaded our reach until now. An eyewitness from the scene of the kidnapping.
I see.
Well,
Whoa, what the hell is this? The medical unit told me to get down here. What happened?
I don't get a line. Okay, fine. Okay, no, I do.
there you go.
As I was looking into Yoshimi's death at the former Yasuda Gardens, another body was discovered at a different park in the area. Could they be related?
Sure looks like it, but...
Excuse me.
We,
Oh, go ahead.
excuse me, we found among the victim's belongings that you want to know.
What's this? What the hell? Boss, look at what the female's victim's address book. Yoshimi's phone number and photo.
What?
And the picture. There's an X drawn on it with a bunch of weird symbols and a hole where his heart would be.
No.
You think, could this be some kind of curse or something?
How many times do I have to tell you not to try to connect everything to the occult? Damn it, is this a Nakagoshi case after all?
What's that, boss?
Don't worry about it. Make sure you put that photo into evidence. There's no doubt this is related to Yoshimi. Make sure you do a thorough sweep of the area. I'm gonna make a phone call.
Got it. Leave it to me. Spend as much time as you want on the phone.
So Ario never learns about the paranormal. Rip.
To be fair, that means his bro in life won't die at that point, so, you know.
It turned out Michio really did die in an accident. Yes, we asked around. Might be able to get a little more information. I guess there never really was such a thing as the rite of resurrection. But I feel like there was a spirit watching over us.
Don't you love it how everybody just magically gets the end to all their arcs right away?
Except
to be
this
fair,
guy.
Which of us voiced the Reishi again?
That was me.
Okay.
Damn it, why? Nothing's happening. But now my contract won't be... No! Should've never believed in this blasted record of fates.
I got scammed!
Damn that woman.
That woman's dead.
Also true.
To all of you watching from far, far away, the rite of resurrection has never existed, not in any world, not in any time. So I ask you to take the life you hold and move boldly forward, one step at a time.
Alright, he's still alive then.
Richard, Iwao's out. Do you want to question him?
Hang on, Ariel. I want to get enough evidence for a search warrant. Let him go for now, and I'll follow him.
That's the kidnapper.
Yes, I'm the one that did it. So please, help me! She's always following me!
I'm so sorry, Michio. I had no idea.
What? Hajime was killed by this Yoko Fukunaga? How can that be? He wasn't the kind of guy who'd get picked off like that. You know that.
Yeah, boss is hiding something.
There seems to be some kind of secret hidden in Hajime's family tree. Let me see if I can find out what it is. I had heard you would be absent today. Is there something you need?
Well, I seem to have this spirit sense thing all of a sudden. No, it's the sort of thing our chairwoman doesn't approve of, so I thought I'd mention it.
You could have called. Didn't think you were the standoffish type. I had to find out from EY.
Oops, sorry. I forgot all about my favorite chief inspector.
The hell are you planning?
Nothing so heinous that you're thinking. I'm only Mako Hashimi after all. Nothing but a lowly janitor. How things going with you? You getting along with your daughter?
Well, you know, more or less. Yeah, I guess not having a guy being able to give you a lead on a way to mass murder would calm down that murder boner a bit.
Yeah, I guess he's fine after that. I
I mean,
guess.
I get the feeling Susumu is going to be keeping an eye on him, though.
Yeah.
The whole plot, the whole thing about the curse echo is that they're supposed to ignite their murderous intent, so...
Also that.
Yeah.
Only reason it really didn't happen with Mayu is because I was Seimon, and, Seimon kind of wanted the, curses gone.
Yeah. There we go! Real end this time!
Jazz hands! You did it!
We
You
did
saved
it!
the
We did it! That was great! That was great!
No.
Yeah, no, going blind into this was absolutely, like, the way to experience
Oh, yeah.
this onto that. I had no idea what I was gonna get in. My first exposure to this guy's writing, damn, I really like his style onto that. And, like, when there's a big reveal, it really hits hard. I do think the end maybe gets a little buying into its own hype a bit onto it, I do think, but I think the rest of it is still very, very good. I really like this cast. It has a great soundtrack. I do think like when reveals happen, there's some really disturbing shit. Really puts a lot into hindsight onto it. Really cool onto that. But yeah, no, that was a great time onto that.
Brandon, what do you mean by the other guy earlier? I'm seeing that in the chat, and I'm not sure what he means.
I think he was talking about how we touched the back line and suddenly the guy with us just
Yeah,
disappeared.
the Phoenix Wright lookalike guy.
I think that light can show up before Shogo would notice him, I think.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
maybe we
I
showed
guess
up
it's just more so an oopsies. Just if
Yeah,
you're
I think because we
yeah.
went to the end of the event technically first, so
Yeah, that would do it.
it's alternate timelines. It's fine.
But yeah, again, even if I would have been easier hints, perhaps. I did watch a playthrough where with Nico where he technically kind of figured out the mystery, but
Yeah.
it's just like the idea of like correlating to how to get the true ending is going back to the original protagonist is a really good twist.
I do like that idea. I do think like some stuff like turning down the voice volume and that kind of thing is good. I do think sometimes it does kind of expect, I think, a little bit more than I think the typical visual novel, and I think sometimes it gets a little too creative for its own good, I think, a bit at times, because it definitely does feel like some of this is going to be, you really gotta think about this shit for it to link up kind of deal. And I don't think that's going to be super obvious to everybody. That'll probably be my biggest complaint, I think, overall.
That's
on
fair.
it.
Yeah,
well-
I think especially like by the end of it, you're expected to like go in and read like an
It
entire
expects
history
you
lesson.
to be a goddamn lore master at that point, kind of deal.
It's like, did you read all the files? I hope you did.
It's like, I think I put it like this kind of deal. I think it's expected 13 Sentinels was quizzing you on literally everything throughout the game kind of deal at all times kind of thing, when you didn't have the full picture. I think that's kind of how I feel about what this game tries to do with that kind of stuff.
So
I
you're
think.
saying the skill of visual novels, play 13 Sentinels before Paranormasight.
Probably, honestly, onto that, maybe on that.
Anyway, if you go into your files, there should be a special note now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me,
File 23.
Oh, file 23. Okay. Thank you for playing the game all the way to the very end. We look forward to the day where we present you with another Paranormasight. Sincerely, Nagako. Oh. So he wants to make this shit a series at this point.
Yeah, like, not necessarily with all the same characters, but, the storyteller format.
Yeah, but the storyteller is like the focal point kind of deal for why
Which
each of the stories.
I would love
Make it like a very Twilight
installment.
Zone kind of idea for it.
Considering
Sort of
how
thing.
they
I would
established-
love that.
It's a cool setup for it, so I'd be down for that, yeah.
The Paranormal Affairs department also sets up possible returning characters if we count Mio and Tsukushimi, since they're connected to that.
Oh yeah. Also, maybe at some point we could get his other games localized.
Yeah.
That would be pretty neat.
It would be cool. I'm just worried because this game kind of bombed because Square Enix did their Square Enix thing. Which is a real damn shame on that.
Yeah, I only heard about the game because of Nico's LP.
I heard a bit about it beforehand, just hearing that it was a murder visual novel kind of deal. I think I heard about it like a week or two before the game came out.
You know how they should have done it with Famicom Detective and show it at all Nintendo Directs and not just the Japanese one.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like if they do that, this game would have blown up a bit more.
Yeah.
Especially for the visual novel crowd.
I hope this one can be like 13 Sentinels, where it gains popularity over time, kind of deal. But we'll see onto that. I do think this one's going to be a much harder sell than something like 13 Sentinels and stuff like that, just because of the horror theme of it, kind of thing.
Like, horror theme combined with it also very much being like 13 Sentinels, to where how do you even try to explain it?
It's like, especially with because essentially the first half thing kind of confuse you to what the actual format is before it's like, okay, here's the actual format.
Yeah.
Which it's fun going in blind, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can see some people being potentially frustrated by a lot of I'm seeing a lot of people in chat are just like, yeah, no, I don't understand what the fuck just happened for the end of that kind of deal. That I do think it kind of needs to organize information a little better onto that. I mean, this file system's okay, but I think they kind of expect everybody to be going through all this shit all the time, kind of deal. It's very similar to the same problem that 13 Sentinels note system kind of had as well onto that. Like, I like the timeline for that, but I always felt like the note information was really bad at actually giving you information until way, way, way later kind of thing. So... What the... What's that?
I think just some random, like, environment stuff we didn't examine.
Oh yeah, it's just extra stuff.
Like, fluff dialogue about areas we didn't really fully
just kind
examine.
of like stuff for completion, and the only other thing is that the birds, trying to find all the birds in the environment.
Yeah. But yeah, good game. I would say probably my visual novel tier list. I might need a little bit more time to think about it, but probably like B plus A minus, probably somewhere around that range kind of deal. I do think it is definitely some of that where the game tries to get fancy with itself is kind of the thing, trying to kind of bogging it down a little bit for me overall. But the actual story itself is really, really fun to go through.
It's like that's really cool. I hope you're kind of more used to how visual novels are. Otherwise, you would be very.
This is a real fun game to watch a playthrough of somebody that knows what they're doing, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely not an entry-level visual novel.
That is a weird thing to talk about. An entry, a skill issue for a visual novel.
I will say
that's the fun thing with visual novels. That's the fun thing with the mystery genre ones, though. Some of them get trickier.
I think a lot of the best appeal for this is that the visual presentation for a visual novel is really damn good.
Yeah,
definitely helps they got the Neo Chewy character designer on it.
Yeah, I do kind of hope maybe in the future, like I think the games would have to start selling a lot more to get it, but I would love an official voice cast for a story like this kind of deal. Would be really nice for that, because I definitely do think that is something a lot more people expect out of visual novels now at this point, is full voice acting. Because, like, Ace Attorney's kind of one of the only ones that doesn't do it at this point, kind of thing, so...
Yeah, it's just kind of like, that's an entirely other worm for budget.
Yeah, and again, I think these games gotta start selling more for it. I hope they do, because it's really damn cool.
Yeah.
Just be a little, just know to pull the brakes a little bit more next time on that.
In that case, just watch Nico's LP, because that's like probably the best secondary source.
Yeah, probably. Well, I can have that now on the background for work and stuff like that. Yeah, I think overall, I think my favorite characters in the cast were probably Mio and probably Hare.
Yeah.
Were probably my two faves, honestly, for it. Throughout it.
Oh, I guess I can share this, but there was a poll in Japanese, which is like which is a poll for like best main character and best side character. Best main character one was Mio. Japan has good taste, and the
main character.
Yeah, like Mio for the main character.
Okay, I would just think for main character they would mean any of the ones that had no root named after them, kind of deal. But
yeah, I'm guessing
it
means
Mio's.
just any that as a partner, like. But essentially, Mio won because people say she is nice and she is the best. The side character who won was Yutaro Nagagara, the glasses guy, because
Nagaki.
And the reason is because he's an asshole and we love that. He's a pathetic asshole.
I get it. Well, I just think of more. He's just kind of a whip that is like a whip thinks he's not in the right league for this at all, kind of deal.
Yeah, he keeps trying to punch above his weight class. Unfortunately,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But yeah. For me, like, I even thought this even before I started having fun voicing him and everything, but, like, for me, one of my favorites ever since watching Nico's LP was Richter. I just love how he knows when to take things seriously, but also is not afraid to act like a kid.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is just one of those games where it's like, everyone is solid, so it's not...
Like, I don't think there was any character I outright hated, which is a very good sign, for that kind of deal. I can't think of any that Yeah, I don't think there was any character that was, like, super annoying or anything like that either, as well, which, yeah, considering a lot of visual novels tend to have at least one kind of deal per game, that's a really good sign onto that, so, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, the two characters who could be potentially perceived as annoying are doing that as an act.
Yeah. For that, but it never oversteps that kind of deal, which I feel like a lot of writers make the mistake of doing, kind of deal.
Which, on that note, Sophie, I'm so glad I caught this during those later scenes with her, but I love how, like, when she started, like, having her true colors come out, you actually dropped the accent from Ayame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm just doing the silly. I'm not.
Oh, hey, Dad.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, that was Paranormasight. Even if you don't plan on playing the game, maybe purchase a copy to just show support to see more of these games made. Kind of deal.
I have it on my Switch.
I can still stand by that. I still really like Yoko, even if you probably thought I was joking, but actually I do like Yoko.
Oh yeah, no, she's a great character. Like, and her being revealed to basically be the main antagonist of the modern day part of this story really adds a lot, because, like, yeah, no wonder she isn't showing up at all in that other timeline, because she's keeping herself hidden.
I guess if you want a really fun hit, is that if you wake up as Shogo, because the implication is that he just woke up with sea mine as his conscious. You first label as you label the casual swap, but if you label something about the rite of resurrection, she actually gets concerned for a bit. It's like, wait, what? What are you talking about?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this game has so many great subtle hints about that.
Yeah, it's
stuff.
like if you pay attention, everything has a Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, like some are a bit more subtle than others. Like, one of the slightly more blatant ones is my going, wait, how the hell do I know that fax number?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, and the fact that there is actually an actual reasoning to why that is an explanation.
I do think maybe dial that back a little bit for next time, kind of deal on this writer. But yeah, good time, and I'm glad we also finished this right in time for Halloween on that too.
Yeah.
So
Yay!
so as for what's going to be next at this point, I was trying to decide because I don't want to do because of kind of scheduling conflicts and stuff like that. We kind of have to do the KH Revisit and Radiant Dawn on a weekend, which one of those games is going to be the follow-up game after Resident Evil 4 is done. So probably about like a month-ish from now to be probably starting that for a time frame. But for this next week, we are going to be playing some Freedom Planet 2 because it has been sitting on my backlog for like a year. And I was just going through it. I was like, you know what? If this gets me to actually sit down and play through it at this point, sure, why not on that? So, yeah, it'll probably be Monday, but we're gonna get a date solidified for you guys this week. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all for experiencing this journey with me. Thank you so much to Triforce and Sophie for helping out on voice acting and whatnot.
Yeah. I do find it funny how the only pro tag you actually voiced is like the one who turns out to be the main one.
Yes. So the tradition continues once again.
Yes, it all came
Yes,
back
it's all
together.
Keikaku. Yes. Anyway, you guys all have a good night. Take care. Blah blah. There's no right of resurrection. Ever.